Hi everybody, this is week 3, discussion 3. So with our first question is with chapter 2, discuss the ways that culture shapes the identity through, oh my gosh, this word was getting me, ethnocentrism. So with the definition of ethnocentrism being that one's culture is the most important and the correct and the only correct one. And the one example that stood out is like, this is how it is done and how does this impact my daily life? I think the way that this impacts my daily life the most is just through my job and through jobs that I've had. To when I go into a job, everybody is very much, okay, no, this is how it's always been done. We are not open to new suggestions. We don't want any of your suggestions and things like that. That's the most that I see. I feel like my family with the blended family that I do have, that I do have the privilege to be able to have a lot of open-minded people that are okay with a lot of change. And so I think the biggest place is just outside of home that I get that, where people are very much like, we're not going to have any of these changes, and it's my way or the highway type thing. The other thing is after doing the handout, that was interesting for me as a female black woman, black female woman, that I did not have a lot of those privileges and those things. I think I scored about, I think it was a 4 on there, because there's a lot of things that I just can't do and haven't been able to do, or like having my race always comes up in a lot of things. I've had to work really hard in positions to be heard and be seen, because a lot of people think that, oh, doesn't matter, like we don't have to listen to her or whatever. So I have worked really hard to have the presence that I do at the age of 32 to be able to be taken seriously in every workplace. And even every workplace that I go to, I have to like start over, and I have to be able to I guess the best way to describe it is to make my presence known and make it known that I am more than my skin color and more than a woman, and that I have good ideas and I can contribute well to the job that I am doing. The language of privilege was a really awesome article. I really loved reading that, because I actually let my husband read it too, as I probably mentioned multiple times, have my husband do it because I want him to learn these things too. I am married to a white male, and which love it, totally fine. But there is differences that he doesn't see, and he has learned with also having mixed children. Some of the advantages that I have was that I can turn on the television and open the front page of the paper and see people of my color and my race. And because that has gotten much better, inclusion has gotten much better. So I can see billboards and television and all of that. And race is widely spread there. It is very diverse when it comes to those things. Another one that I had was I can take a job with an affirmation action employer without having my coworkers on the job suspect that I got it because of my race. I am not usually getting a job because of my race. I'm getting a job because of my resume and the references that I have. And I can be late to a meeting without having the lateness reflect on my race. That was one that I have not had the issue of. I have tried to make, like I said, a point that I am prompt and I am professional, and I have to do that from day one for most jobs. The other, for the third question, which is the code switching, which I actually thought was really interesting. So the code switching is the changing of the way that you speak to one another. The biggest one that I see and that I used is customer service. Between talking customer service to patients or customers or whoever it is, since I work in an orthodontic office right now, and then speaking to my friends. Like, it's very, very different. As I'm sure a lot of people know, like, we all have our customer service voice, and then we also have a like, hey, I'm just comfortable type thing. The other sort of like code switching is like switching through different languages so people understand you. One thing that was really interesting was when I went to Africa, South Africa, where the code switching was each person knew at least 3 to 5 languages, and they could switch mid conversation for the language and who they were speaking to. This person spoke Swahili or whatever it is that they were able to change so that everybody would be able to communicate with them.